Hey, Jawan, what was the talk at halftime? They were obviously really hot from deep early on. What was sort of the conversation in the locker room?
We just know basketball, everybody knows it's a game of runs. So, coaches really emphasize that, we just got to cut that off for them. So, a lot of teams going to make shots, a lot of teams going to go on their runs, but at the same time, we just got to come as a unit, come together and just, cut it off. And that's what we did. We ain't folding the pressure and we ain't, separating them like that. We just went on the second half with this mindset of just stopping that run. That's what we did.
Well, how much was defense an emphasis in the second half? You guys forced 18 turnovers, got 25 points. Off of that, defense and physicality, was that a big reason why the game flipped the way it did in the second half?
Yeah, coming into halftime, we told each other, hey, they were feeling way too comfortable out there. We had to, disrupt, kind of the rhythm that they had. That's exactly what we did, being physical on cuts, rebounding, on the ball, hand pressure, and all of that. And I think we did a good job of, applying that. Now it's about applying it for 40 minutes. We still trying to be consistent at that, but that's really how we kind of set the tone. And, we're still learning, but that's pretty much what we got out of it for the second half.
Was there any hangover at all from the way the St. John's game ended and then trying to turn the page on that?
Third game in the season, we still getting a time of just being unified, but, we're not going to look back at the last game. Last game, whatever happened, it happened. But it's a new game, it's a new day, so that's what we went out with the mindset of just playing our game, play as a team, and just focus on this dub.
For either one of you guys, what'd you see to Blaze in the second half?
It was huge for us. He was huge. I mean, he had 3 rebounds in the first half and finished with 10. It was just being, he was being more physical. We asked him to do that. We told him, Blaze, you need to control the paint, and that's exactly what he did in the second half. Contesting shot, grabbing rebounds, being physical with it, and same thing that he did on the other side, controlling the paint. He had 2, 3 dunks. So he responded. He responded pretty well.
I know they came back to erase it, but how big was that, Jawan, to get off to that start you did with a couple of threes early?
Just within the game, my team got the belief of my shot. I've been working on all summer about that, but at the same time, just my teammates finding me at the right time, in the right spot. So, as I got rolling, I was still finding my teammates still feeding off their energy. So their energy really did tell me, get to the basket anytime I want to, make open shots, make the right reads. But all that was just me playing within the game.
How important was it to finish a game like this? Not just win, but to take control and dominate the way you did, to close it out. Just to get that confidence back, get some of that swagger going into a big test coming over this holiday weekend.
It's really important, especially after what happened last game at St. John's. We needed to flush it out, and I think we responded to that in a big way of making a statement that we still what we're supposed to do. We still staying the course, and whatever happens, we'll keep grinding every day. Everybody knows it's a one step at a time type of thing. We're not going to be extremely successful from the beginning. We're still learning. We're still learning how to play together. Still learning our defense, how to hone it and be able to shut down teams. And it's about doing that at the end of the day. And it's game 3 right now. So game 3, game 4? 4? I'm sorry, I'm losing the count. So game 4. So it's still a lot of games left in the season.
What's the mood around you guys heading into Orlando? I know early in the season, I'm sure this can be real big to spark some confidence going forward.
Well, not to say I've been to Orlando this tournament before, especially last year playing with Alabama. But I know just the environment around there. You off the scenery. You're not close at Nebraska at all. We always down Orlando for, but at the same time, still one game at a time. Not feeling look ahead, 2 games ahead. 3 games in 4 nights. It's a big thing for us. You got to play one game, then tomorrow you got to play another game. So at the same time, we just got to play as a unified team like we always been doing for these four games, even the winning losses. But at the same time, if we go down there, just have fun. It's a game of basketball is very fun for us. But at the same time, it's very fun when your team, play unified, play together, and get a W. So that's what we're going to go with that mindset.
Anything else for players? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that was a game going into it. I knew it would be a battle, and this is a team that's been on a long road trip. And anytime you play that last game, knowing you get to go home, right after, is a dangerous game, and this is a team that's played very well. They had a shot to beat TCU at the buzzer. I think TCU was 14th in the country at the time, and then it was a 2-point game with about 40 to go against Oklahoma. So I knew this was going to be a tough game that had a lot of firepower, and that certainly showed in the first half. When they got hot, I thought our rotations were slow. Our bottom low man was late getting out of the paint to get hand pressure. Second half, we completely flipped it, and I give our guys a lot of credit for coming out and getting chewed out pretty good at halftime and really flipping the script. We were all over the place, and Reinhardt, who had it going in the first half, I think he had 17, didn't score in the second half, and I thought our guys did a good job adjusting. We had different combinations out there. When their big guy came out, we went small and switched everything, which I thought really helped as far as slowing that team down. But rebounding, you just look at the hustle plays, the 50-50 balls. First half they got them, second half we got them, and we were down 5 on the glass at halftime, ended up 12. So really pleased with that second half effort. A lot we can take from that, but we got to start playing 40 minutes if we want to have a chance to win and win consistently.
That 12-point lead gets erased, down 3 at halftime. You're down 8 early in the second half. What was kind of your sense with the way the players were handling that? Was there panic?
It wasn't panic. I didn't like our. I thought we were hanging our heads a little bit, and you can't do that. To their credit, they turned that around, and our energy on the bench was phenomenal in the second half. Guy I give a lot of credit to is Wilhelm. We had a 10-point first half, and just the way the game was going, didn't get him back in there. But you saw his energy over there, and that's infectious. That goes throughout the whole team, and I thought our whole group over there had it. I give Emmanuel a lot of credit. I thought his ball pressure, 94 feet, also slowed them down. Got their offense started higher up the floor. Griesel obviously had a great second half as far as some different things. We found a nice formula with him on the post. And then Blaze was a benefactor of a lot of that. I thought he did a tremendous job spacing the floor, getting lost on the baseline and circling to the front of the rim, and really, secured the paint for us on that other end. I thought he was all over the place. 3 rebounds at half, ended up with 10, and finished around the basket much better in the second half.
Point to just this one defensive possession, but that one, it was about a 7 or 8 point game when you got the shot clock violation on them and forced that. Did you think that gave a spark?
Yeah, it was, and I thought that whole run, I think it was 31-6, if I'm not mistaken, that run that we had, and that was a great possession where we flew around, and forced them to throw it out of bounds, and then I think we scored on the ensuing possession. So, just the whole second half, the energy, it was completely different. So. Again, we got off to a good start, and, they got control of it. They hit everything. So, second half, we did a much better job of having sustained effort throughout the possessions.
I know it might get lost in this one a little bit, but you go back to that start. How big was Juwan there for you guys?
Yeah, hit a couple in the right out of the gate, and then I think scored on a layup right after that, and a nice going catch to the basket. So first 8 points of the game. And, I thought second half he took a couple rushed ones. We've talked to him about, getting that thing moving instead of taking contested threes. But when he's got an open one, we want Juwan shooting those. CJ obviously was really good all night long, had a very efficient game. And, Casey made some big plays for us in the second half when we needed it. Hit some shots, got to the free throw line. But, I really thought overall, top to bottom, everybody that stepped on the floor had a positive impact on that win.
You seeing, especially Sam, but also Jeff, get their first buckets at the end there.
Yeah, it's good to see those guys get on the board. And, Jeff, it was awesome. His first shot, I think, missed the basket by about 12 feet last game, and Sam's first shot tonight missed the basket by a little wide left. So, it's good to see those guys get in the books. So, listen, those guys work as hard as anybody, and they help prepare. So it's good to see that pay off and get a basket.
How important was it? I mean, obviously to win the game is big, but to respond the way that they did in the second half after what happened at St. John's and then what lies ahead here in Orlando, I mean, to be able to finish in that sort of fashion, I mean, how critical was that just for the team's confidence?
Yeah, it was a huge stretch for us, Robin, to know what we're capable of. If we can combine and bottle up the first 20 minutes from St. John's and, the last 18 minutes of this game and, combine that, play a full 40, we got a chance to be pretty good. So, I was just really proud of the guys for hanging in there. I think we got down 8 when they came out in the second half after hitting another shot. But once we got going, it just shows what we're capable of doing and going on that runs. Again, that's a talented team that we played. I've been worried about this one for a long time, especially after opening night, what they did. But to come out and take care of business was very important going into the week ahead, where we play 3 games in 4 nights against 3 high major teams.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say with Blaze specifically, how much more comfortable have you seen him growing out there?
Yeah, he definitely is. And again, we switched a couple things offensively. We shrunk our package, and we got a little rattled, obviously, in that gym the other night. I mean, that gym seemed like it was about the size of this room, and everybody was right on top of you. So, we wanted to shrink our package and give our guys about 10 plays, and then based on where certain guys were, we would try to call the right action. So Blaze is getting more comfortable. Emmanuel, anytime a play is called, he relays it to him in French, and he understands that much better than he does English. So we're trying to get some hand signals to him. But yeah, I thought the way that Blaze spaced the floor tonight, that's exactly what we need out of him. He screened, he rolled, got to the basket, and then again lost himself underneath the backboard, and did a great job circling to the front of the rim any time that Sam went baseline.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
Yes.